In my last video, I talked about the special postmarks of the UK, and some collectors say that they were too philatelic. And in this episode, let's discuss the less philatelic or natural postmarks of the UK. In this video, I will focus on the modern postmarks or cancellations of the UK, specifically the ones you can obtain today. I'm aware that there were historical postmarks like the bishop marks and multi-cross and numeral cancellation. However, attempting to introduce all the postmarks throughout history would likely result in an hours-long video. Postmarks are used to trace mail, usually indicating the location and time, while cancellation are marks used to invalidate stamps. Modern postmarks and cancellations are often applied simultaneously, and sometimes the postmark acts as the cancellation. I acknowledge that these two concepts are still separated in some places, but in present-day UK, it's rare to see a postmark separately placed on a blank place. So in this video, I will not distinguish between these two overlapping concepts. There are generally three types of postmarks available today: the handstamps from post offices, and the cancellations from real mail sorting offices, and the special postmarks from special hand stamp centers, as I mentioned in my previous video. This is the traditional postmark. A staff at a post office counter cancels stamps on mail at the time of acceptance, and the postmarks are also known as the self-ink counter date stamps. The postmarks are always round with the name of the post office and the date. They are not only used to cancel stamps but also on some documents. But if you try to get stamps cancelled at a post office today, you may be rejected because in principle, not all mail has to be cancelled at a post office counter. I once read an article on Nordic Philatelic blog, and it was about pen cancellation. The story was that a post office rejected to cancel stamps on a special delivery letter, and finally the stamps were pen cancelled. Ian from Nordic Philatelic contacted the post office and got the reply as following. Postage stamps used on large letters, inland first and second class parcels, prepaid parcels, and international parcels must be cancelled. In all other cases, it would be done by real mail. This statement may confuse you because real mail and post office are two separate companies, but they work closely together. You can check my video about post office and real mail to learn more. Back to the statement, it somehow makes sense. For example, stamps on standard first and second class mail are always cancelled by machine, so it's not necessary to be cancelled at a post office counter. But a special delivery letter is not processed through a sorting machine. In such cases, the stamps are not cancelled by either the sorting machine or the post office counter. Consequently, a pen cancellation were employed as the final measure. Based on my experiences, post offices are likely to cancel stamps on special delivery and international track and send letters, while they are less likely to cancel stamps on standard mail. However, this can vary depending on the specific post office you visit. I was lucky enough to get mail with both the hand stamp from post office and the machine cancellation from sorting office. This one was from my friend Jack, the founder of Philately Museum. And I created my own coronation cover with the assistance of my local post office. This cover features the miniature sheet titled King Charles III, A New Reign, which was issued on 6 May, coinciding with the coronation day. It's a traditional method of producing a first day cover, and I believe it's not an easy task nowadays. First, you need to obtain the stamps on time. You can choose to pre-order it from real mail website, but there may be delays. Alternatively, you can try to get one from a post office, but not all the post offices offer commemorative stamps. Additionally, not all the post offices are happy to cancel stamps, and considering it was a Saturday when post offices closed earlier, I consider myself fortunate. The machine cancellations from sorting offices are very common. They always come with slogans. Some are to celebrate an event and the other give reminders. For example, this one reminder you to shop early and send early before Christmas. This one is just a Merry Christmas. And I got the British Science Week one, the World Autism Awareness Week one, and this one reminder you to get the boost vaccine. And this one is for Ukraine Humanity Appeal, and of course the Platinum Jubilee of the late Queen. And the one I showed you before was to remind you to use out the non-barcoded stamps by 31st January. And the date was now delayed to 31st July, so maybe we will see a 31st July version. And you can get the news of the slogan cancels from the Instagram and Twitter of Real Mail. A cover featuring stamps with a clear machine cancellation is absolutely collectible. However, machine cancellations often result in unclear markings, which largely depends on luck. For example, I tried to get the machine cancellation for Women's European Football Champions, and I can hardly read the words on it, and I can't understand why there is an unnecessary pen cancel. And this one, I can't read it at all. The only information I can obtain is about the British Heart Foundation. And recently, I made 3 attempts to get the coronation cancellation. I got one with pen cancel, one is properly lost, and this one, the stamp was properly cancelled and the mark was very clear even with the time of the cancel. But where is the slogan? At least it was made on 6 May, I can add it to my coronation collection. So, Real Mail, you promote the slogan cancellations on social media. I guess that's the way you encourage people to send letters. But why don't you take your time to adjust your machine to make the cancellations clear? Or is the ink that expensive? That's ridiculous. On the other hand, machine cancellations are not the only type of postmarks of the sorting office. They also have hand stamps. For example, I got this one from the Peterborough Mail Center. I think this one is used to handle mail fares to cancelled by machines. As I mentioned before, in principle, a post office doesn't cancel stamps on a special delivery letter, and the letter couldn't get machine cancellations. So, what's the right way to handle stamps on a special delivery letter? Probably is by using this kind of hand stamp. But have you seen an example like that? I introduced the special postmarks in my last video, and now let me show you what I obtained from the special hand stamp centers recently. This is the first day card from my previous video. The date they stamped on it was not 28th April but 6th May. And that's alright, I will just add it to my coronation collection. Another item is a maxi card. I got several postcards shaped like the king, which were actually made when he was a prince. Then I came across this coronation postmark sponsored by Benham Philatelic. Yes, they are too philatelic, but it was so much fun making them. That's all I wanted to talk regarding the modern postmarks of the UK. Let me know what's your thoughts in the comment section, and I also welcome you to share your story of obtaining a postmark, whether in the UK or in the country you live in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and follow me on social media if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.